All is well.
Good. Well, that was fun. It's good to know that that's out there. I
That's the
think
thing. Maddie putting in the work, exploring some of the most unfathomable
yeah. I think
corners of the
Far
online world to
reaches.
me. It's just like,
it sounds like one of those things. Like my big problem with reading Peter is not that I read slowly, but it's that I'll read a ton and then come to the realization that I've been thinking about something else the entire time
Yeah.
and
oh
don't
sure. I
remember
mean that
any.
that's
Yeah,
part
yeah,
of that. Yeah, that's part of my thing where it's like you just realize you've read like 4 pages and none of it has registered, and you have to just go back and it's
This
like,
has happened
all
to me a
right.
lot with the Formula One fic, I
I
gotta
would
say.
imagine that to be like, wow, I really got through a lot of this, and then be like, oh wait, I can't talk about this because I don't recall any of the
Right.
events that transpired.
Right.
It's like, oh, someone's talking to their sibling for 6 consecutive pages again. Like, do I have to go back and reread? Was anything of value possibly communicated here? I really don't think so. I think it was probably nothing. I think it was probably 6 pages of nothing again.
I yesterday went to parent teacher conferences, and we went and talked to both teachers, obviously, for 20 minutes, and then I was leaving, and I was like, "Those are the same teachers that we met in August, right?" And everyone's like, "Yeah." I have no recollection whatsoever of having met these people. Like they looked so vastly different than I was imagining their kids' teachers to look.
Right.
And like I had
It's
no
like a
I was like
like you've never met this person
never
before.
seen them before. Never it was like
This is the thing. Like with Patricia, like this is my wife. She,
yeah.
who is a kindergarten teacher, and she's been doing parent teacher conferences, and this is something she fucking sweats, like
Oh
because
yeah.
it's a huge amount of work just to prepare for them and have like you just compile all this information and kind of document their kids' progress and whatever. But she also feels like super on the spot, where it's like she's being judged by every one of these parents, and I'm just like, they have no,
Yeah.
like, I promise they are not.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like 1 out of 10 or whatever is
Yeah.
coming in, but who's just like the weird fucking control freak parent or whatever. But it's like I guarantee you, none of these people like they just want to just be told that their kid is like reasonably normal and healthy and
Yeah.
that they don't have to think about what's going on in the classroom anymore because they're completely overwhelmed with the rest of their lives.
Yeah. No, yeah. I felt so I was like really like no exaggeration, like I said. I have no recollection. And I was like, was I there? Like, was I in the room
Right.
when? And apparently, I talked to them, met them, shook their hands, not that long ago, like a
Yeah.
few months ago, and just
Yep.
know. So that was good. That certainly was like an indicator to me that everything's working properly up above the
Upstairs.
shoulder area. Yeah, it's like.
Hey, you've had a lot going on.
What
Yeah,
else?
for sure.
What else have I memory wiped in the last 3 months, 4 months? I did see the principal. I don't know if I told you this on the pod already, but the principal at the school drives a CT5V Blackwing.
Oh, wow.
She's like, she's probably in her 50s, and she's like 5'2", probably. It's an automatic, but does not fit the profile of a car enthusiast for sure. But I was seeing it in the parking lot. I'd go to drop the kids off or whatever, or pick them up, and I was like, "Whose fucking car is this?" It's like, $120,000,
Who's got my
650
car?
horsepower Cadillac. Yeah, and it's her. I was so surprised, and I like.
Did
I
you
don't know how
talk
to
to her?
approach. No, I don't know
Yeah.
how to approach. I don't know, because it's like, she's probably self-conscious about it because it's an expensive car, and B, I don't want to come off as saying like you can't possibly be a car enthusiast. You know what I mean? Like, so I haven't really figured out how to approach it. Also, like early on, forgot what happened.
I would just be like, "Hey, do you
cool
track
car."
that thing?"
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey, sick.
is that your
check the
fucking
whip.
car? Yeah,
Cool whip. What's up?
I have to tell you, I'm very jealous of your car,
Yeah.
and I want to know what your deal is. What's your deal?
Yeah, yeah.
But
I think you can go a
maybe
long
she's
way
like a
with
former race driver or something.
She would probably be. I mean, if she found out who you are, she would probably be stoked.
I know.
Yeah.
She already knows me because I had a complaint the first couple weeks from school. So that's kind of coloring my my hesitation to get. It wasn't a complaint. It was just her
Concern.
one of the kids' teachers was brand new, and she was having some difficulties. I think early on, like adjusting to. I think having kindergartners.
It's tough.
And so we were proactive and had a very nice, very, very cool meeting about it. But you know, I'm on the list. I'm a known quantity around there.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, I guess I watched a video, but I mean, as we know, I'm not a big NASCAR follower, but I did gather that end of the season thing was kind of a shit show, right?
Phoenix was a bad weekend for everybody.
Bad.
Really
Yeah.
bad for Denny Hamlin, bad for Connor Zillage, bad for a lot of NASCAR viewers who already hated the playoffs. Bad time.
It just seems like what is? I mean, the playoffs. It's race cars. There's no
I know.
playoffs.
Well, and the points
It's
reset
very-
stuff is complicated, and the stage point stuff, like even Denny Hamlin's out there like, oh yeah, I fucked my own driver because I didn't know what the points were, and it's like, dog, we can't keep doing this.
like a dumb. I've always just like I could never understand the
Yeah, a full
rationale
season,
behind that.
a full season points championship would be better. Like it's crazy to look at the season that Connor's had, and like it's bad for Jesse Love winning because then people are gonna want to put an asterisk on that for a long time, and it's just like it's not. I mean, you know, and then the cup race, like Ryan Blaney's over there in victory lane, just like twiddling his thumbs, and everyone's like, Kyle Larson won the championship, I guess, because he won the playoffs, and everyone's like putting 20 cameras on Denny Hamlin, like, hey, Denny, how's it going? And it's like, oh boy, this is not good TV. It's not good for anybody. It's a bummer. Just sucks. Blah.
I guess it's that thing where there's always been this tension in motorsports where like and to a degree I feel like American versus like traditionally European or international motorsports has kind of exemplified this in the way that like like the European stuff is much more kind of hardcore and traditional and pure, and the American just like you look at like the way that an IMSA race works versus a WEC race, you know, where just like the way they handle cautions or yellow flags or whatever, you know, and where in WEC they'll do like this kind of thing that that like maintains the not just the order on the track, but also kind of the distance between the cars, you know. So if you have like a 30-second lead on another car, like when there's a caution, you're not going to lose that.
Right.
Whereas in IMSA, it's much more like, okay, there's a caution. Now the whole field bunches up and it's basically just like starting over. And so it kind of like provides a lot more. It's much easier for lapped cars to get their laps back as a result of that. So it's kind of like it makes for kind of more competitive and more exciting racing at the cost of like a little bit of just kind of like, you know, purity, or you're gamifying it a little bit more than
Well-
the alter. And it seems like that NASCAR, like the playoff system is like taking that to just like this like almost absurd degree of just like, no, we're just going to completely fucking gamify it. Like you go the whole season and then we're just going to like roll the dice and start over.
I have a theory about that because I think like the big, the big sport in Europe is footy, soccer,
Football?
Yeah.
which is to American eyes comically boring. It's a
Right.
very extremely boring sport.
Yeah.
And so when people look at the racing product, they're like, it's the baseline understanding of sports is that they're very boring and that they're not fun to watch. And that you're just there, there's an experience, there's like a spectacle or whatever, but it's like, you're not expecting anything to happen during the course of the game, any events to transpire.
Well, the excitement is in the, it's like the most exciting game is like the 0-0 tie
0-0,
or whatever,
exactly.
where it's just
Yeah, yeah.
this, this constant, like, it's like edging, it's like this constant tension of
Yeah.
just like where
some-
nobody ever gets
Right.
off.
Yeah.
Will an event transpire while I'm here in the stadium today? No? Okay, great.
But we all had a great time.
But in America, the big sport, obviously, probably you'd say today would be football or basketball, but mostly football, which is like the most packaged and televisable and like, that's why football is popular, I think, is because it is so uniquely suited to broadcast and like,
The spectacle.
but it's also just like
Well, the commercial breaks are built in.
but like the mechanics of the game where it's like discrete action for seconds
Right.
with a break,
Right.
with discrete action for seconds.
Yes, exactly.
And everything is also like very events, like very concrete as far as like the way that scoring happens and the way that there's a lot of action happening with the
Right.
breaks. But so I think
not a lot of ambiguity.
yeah, so I think that, and there's no there's or not as much what do you call it? Not as much nuance to kind of like understanding what's going on. It's like these big men are hitting each other. This one throws it. It's you know what I mean. That's not. There is obviously nuance to understanding like coverages and stuff.
We're penetrating each
Yeah.
other's territory.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. I would say, I think if you haven't had it explained to you, if you've had football explained to you from a young age, it's intuitive. But I think coming in from an outside perspective, if you haven't, football remains somewhat arcane as a sporting event. It's very chaotic, like hockey.
But the television product, I think, is very even if you don't know about football, like the television product is still kind of like accessible as far as like there's a lot of shit happening. Like people are scoring. There's excitement.
You can watch a number
Yeah.
go up. That's true. You can look at numbers and you do see that one is higher than the other, and then someone moved.
And there's the
As
violence
far as
aspect.
why.
There's like the violence aspect of it that's like accessible.
Yeah.
But I guess my point is in the mind of the American racing executive, this is a huge problem. And I think like if you look at the way NASCAR has explained the playoffs over the years, it is a pretty transparent self-consciousness about how much more popular football is than NASCAR. And I think
going
like
up against the cup race.
yeah, and I think like in typical American fashion, nothing can just be what it is. It's got to be what it is relative to the other more popular thing. So it's like it's not enough.
Well, I mean, what's their the biggest NASCAR race is the Daytona 500, and what is it always described as? The Super Bowl of
Yeah,
NASCAR.
exactly.
Right. It's in all things we are differing and differing. That's just it's where we go.
And I think it's like that competitive, and I think, like I said, you can imagine, and you don't have to imagine because they've kind of described this process, but like trying to figure out, okay, how do we like the NFL playoffs is like the biggest television sporting event in in the U.S. It's a huge several weeks long event, and you can imagine like NASCAR's like, how do we do that? Because the other thing too, obviously, is like several times they've had situations where the drivers' championship is locked up with 5 races to go, and then nobody watches the last 5 races, and like that's a huge problem for them. But instead of just saying, you know, like, how do we improve our television package or whatever, it's like, what if this was a different sport? Is, I think, the answer that they came up with.
Well, that's the thing. Is it's like it's fucking like square peg round hole shit. I mean, it's like the way these sports work is different at a fundamental level. It's like the reason that playoffs work in football is because the way that football works is you have 32 teams, and every weekend those teams are pairing off and playing each other, right? The way that racing works is you have, you know, let's say 32 teams, whatever, you know, the number is, and they all play each other, and there's one winner. In each race. It's not like you have like the cars pairing up and racing it. Like if you did it that way, you know, if you had like 16 races a week, then a playoff system where it's like elimination rounds or whatever would make sense. But that's not how racing works.
And also,
it's like if football worked that way, it would be like all 32 teams on the field at once, right?
Which I'm not against.
Which that could actually be pretty cool.
I'm not against that idea.
No, exactly. Maybe we could try that.
Right, but that's the thing about like watching Phoenix is it's like, okay, it's these 4 guys who are fighting for the championship. Whichever of the 4 of them gets over the finish line first is the champion, but another guy could beat them, and one of the other 38 guys could hit them and crash them out in the final race. That's the make or break. It's crazy. It is insane.
These are not analogous situations. I mean, I fully agree with you, Rory, but I think like what you're the comparison that you're making just is like illustrates perfectly
the
absurdity.
Like
why this is so dumb.
I remember like when it was announced and being like, that's stupid. Like that doesn't make any sense.
No, it's just like, for me it was just a head scratcher.
And it's like
like, wait, what?
The you know, to me it's like to me the thing of it is like, in my head, if I was confident in the product as a NASCAR executive or whatever, my head would not go to, okay, we have to just do the thing that the other. It'd be like, okay, what can we do to make our existing product, which we think is very good, better at the end of the season? You know, like, and I think there's a lot of ways too to add interest to those last 5 races of the year, like, you know, and make them kind of lead into the next season or whatever. But like, just the most convoluted, and the thing is too, it is one of those things that I don't think anyone likes. It's like,
no,
the drivers, the teams are like, what the fuck? Like, how? Okay, what?
Yeah.
Also, like, the feeling of having like won the most races in the year and not winning is got to be just like
breaking so many records in your first season in the fucking second tier NASCAR series, and like it's one race decides whether you get like the like you can be regular season champion, and
and it's just. Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, it sucks for the driver, but it's also just like totally detrimental to the league or the, you know, the series in terms of just like promoting itself and marketing itself, because now you have this like, you know, young rising star who's like super marketable and, you know, somebody who could be like a total draw and bring people, you know, in, and now you can't promote him as a champion when he should be the champion, you know, and it's like it's just like, I mean, it's like shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
Star power thing is huge. NASCAR can't.
Right,
This is
it's so
a
dumb.
big criticism of the playoffs format is that it has really diminished the capacity for star power in NASCAR. With like either you have a favorite driver right now that you already decided on, or like you have to come into it sideways. Like, how did I get a favorite driver in NASCAR? I got in through IMSA. I picked two guys out of a Corvette and decided I was going to follow what they were doing in NASCAR. Like, I wouldn't know who's popular in NASCAR without going in and digging around. Like,
I think the bigger problem. Well, there's two problems. I think one, it's on its face unserious. It's like this is not a serious
Yes.
thing. It makes it hard
Right.
to take the entire operation seriously.
Totally.
But I think the biggest sin, and the biggest sin you can commit in sports and in kind of like televised entertainment is it's fucking inscrutable. Like no one knows
yeah.
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
happening.
How many stage points was this?
That-
How many did you
and-
get for this one? What do you get for that?
And that is just like again, that is the greatest. Like, you should be able to turn it on and ascertain what's happening fairly quickly. And Maddie, your point about football is not lost on me. I think because football is such a huge part of the cultural firmament in America. I think I generally assume that it's better understood than it probably is. But NASCAR is a niche. Like, people don't. Your high school didn't have a NASCAR team.
It's resource intensive.
Yeah.
But my thing is I was raised in a family that was nuts about NASCAR on both sides. It was one of the few things both sides of my family agreed on. At the
Yeah.
holidays, I would go to either side of my divorced family's households and see the grandparents. And it's what is everyone into? Everybody loves Dale Sr. That's fine. We can all talk about NASCAR at the table or whatever when we all show up for the chorus concert and stuff. But for me, it does feel like for me, NASCAR is like football is for other people. But I will say too, we do know that there is a market for a product that is sort of slower moving and works unto itself in American sports because we still televise baseball.
yeah.
People do. There is still a market for baseball.
Yeah.
People, not everyone is my mother who hates baseball, but some people like that the game is slow and it does what it needs to do and it's functional and it works. At the end of the day, you know what you're doing, and you can't do that system either for the end of the year, figuring it out. But it's still the sensation of watching baseball is not untenable to the American mind, in its total consciousess. There are people who like baseball, and there are people who would like racing as it is without it having to be insane. And maybe I don't know, maybe if you want something that's super crazy and going really fast, everyone should have to get into watching WRC.
Yeah.
Because it's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is a very funny phenomenon. It's something that you see in American business, especially, I guess I wouldn't say in entertainment business, but in business in America in general, there's this undergirding of kind of insecurity around so many of these businesses where it's
You gotta grow.
but it's obviously there's the capitalist incentive of growth at all costs or whatever, but it's expressed in this kind of try hard, earnest, insecure male thing, which is
Yeah.
it's so funny to watch.
Do you like me? Do you like me? Please, you have to like
And
us. Please.
It's or so many times too. It's it's expressed in or that part of it is expressed in this inability to kind of believe in your own shit, where it's you make a huge change, and the minute somebody criticizes it, you're I'm sorry, we'll change it again, and it's we'll cancel that car. It's no, you're right. People didn't like it. You're right. No, but it's immediate apology, immediate kind of
Right.
in
The reactiveness.
or just a fear of sticking to your guns on something, where it's
Right.
in my
Whereas like the FIA is more like the Catholic Church,
Yeah.
where it's just like,
No, you're wrong.
No, fuck you. These are the rules.
You're not watching.
Anyways.
Formula One viewership's down. That's your fault.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's that's true.
We can't help
yeah.
it. The fans are stupid. What do we? What do you want?
Yeah. Well, and even if you do make a great product, like I've just mentioned, WRC, like Rally is awesome. Like talk about a spectacle that is well shot and well commentated and
Yeah.
has like, established talent that people like. Oh, on that note, did we see that it's what is it? Like the past 7 years, Oyt Tanek and Martin Yarvioya have been driver co-driver and they are leaving WRC. Their Hyundai is
did see that.
Hyundai's losing the big dog. That's going to be... I mean, I don't know if Hyundai's actually staying with WRC because that's been kind of the big topic, but crazy. And, like, Neuville and Weidiger are having kind of a bad season after winning last year. But Oyt going out is crazy because, like, I remember
he's a
when
star in the
Auto
series.
I remember when Auto Week podcast was talking about WRC all the time, and every week it's more about Oyt Tanek.
Yep.
And, I mean, those guys
Is he just retiring to like the countryside, or what does he have plans to do something else? Or
both of their statements were like they're not done with rallying, but both Oyt and Martin are leaving at the very least leaving WRC as a series. And Oyt was mostly like, I'm getting older, I want to be there for my kids more. It was kind of a thing where it's like you get into your late 30s in racing and you kind of think about like what else you might want to be doing. But
Or do I want to die doing this?
right. Well, and I mean, Hyundai still has Neuville and Weidiger. They're great. They still have Formo and Coria. Those guys are great. They're really fun. They just had a crash the other day where Coria's door got ripped off the car and they're driving down the road. Like, talk about, like, WRC is great for getting, like, great video of fun stuff happening to a hatchback. But it's crazy that, like, I mean, like, I think, I'm not sure who's been doing driver co-driver longer than Oyt Tanek and Martin Yarvioya. Like 7 years is a long time for that to go, and like it was very sweet because I saw Oyt was retiring, and I'm like, is Martin gonna drive with somebody else? And then the statement came out a little later. I was like, nope, Martin's going too. Like, I think WRC is so cool because like the concept of like your motorsport relying on that like really that's like symbiotic relationship and like the whole thing going on there is so cool, and like people don't know about it, and like it makes me crazy because like if you could have explained to like Tumblr in 2011 there's a motorsport where it's like, hey, these two guys have to put each other's lives in their hands and drive at like 110 miles an hour in the woods, like everyone would have gone crazy, but no one knows about rally. It drives me insane. It's like, if you guys knew this
I mean,
existed,
there's some fanfic potential there.
don't get me started.
For sure.
Don't get me started. But if people knew about it, they would love it. This is the problem with WRC.
Maddie, this is the cry of the rally fan for my entire adult life. When I was a kid, like a literal kid, I would stay up till 3 a.m. to watch WRC live because they had it on Speed Network.
Yeah. It's so
And I was like,
cool.
this is great. And everybody who watches it is like, this is great. This is so cool. And yet, it is not very popular here in the States.
Baffling to me. And it's like, it does all the stuff you want it to do. Like, talk about like
It's
a
in the
thing
dirt,
that's
it's in
happening
the
and there's
woods.
a break, and it's happening and it's fast and there's a break. Like, WRC does have football pacing.
Yep.
It's just like, I don't know. And the cars go like 20 horizontal feet leaping through the air and landing on their skid plate. And it's like, how is this not like a thing that Americans love? Like, what marketing failure on a total scale has happened that rally is not like an American? Why did that not get adopted as our thing? Why are the Europeans like lapping us at the thing we should be like super into? It's crazy to me. It's like it doesn't make sense.
It's just one of those things.
There needs to be rally with just like big V8s and
I mean,
trucks or something.
They do that in this. There's a couple running around in ARA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God bless ARA.
But yeah, it's just I've never understood it either. But it's also like
Oh, I mean, God, fucking like I mean, there is rally with V8s and trucks, and it's just like it's desert
Even
racing.
more
Right.
obscure, even more.
And that's been
I
going
know,
on
even
forever.
less understood.
as just
Yeah.
like a complete niche, sport as well.
Yeah, people at the end of the F1 movie are like, "What's this? I don't know what this. I have no frame of reference for what's happening at the end of this film, where he's
Right.
going into the desert to drive a truck or something." And it's like, we do need like a blockbuster film about rallying or something.
We need
like,
we need some re-education program to get
That's
people
true.
out. Yeah. No, the
Well, okay, first of all,
The rally
we're-
camps.
Yeah, that's part 2 of our program.
It
You're
actually
getting
would
a lot
probably
of
work.
part 2. We're going to drive it on gravel.
the
Um,
it is. I mean, I do think that Americans generally are less predisposed to motorsport than Europeans for some reason. I think
it's bizarre, isn't it?
it is. I think there are certainly.
Is it like the familiarity of the car for us that it doesn't have as much mystery as it does for like Europeans who walk more places? Does the car hold more allure
It
for
could be
them?
more
as,
romantic.
Is it familiarity breeding contempt in a way for us of like we love the car, we hate the car, we love the car, we hate the car?
All Americans think that they can drive. I think it's
I mean,
Yeah, then we're not
the thing is,
impressed
like,
by the motorsport. I
yeah.
could do that. I drive
yeah,
every day.
yeah.
I mean, for much of the 20th century, though, I mean, it's never. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to quantifiably measure this, but I mean, but IndyCar,
Yeah.
was a huge deal in this country for much of the 20th century. NASCAR in the 90s
I know, man.
was as big as I mean, I don't know about like in terms of numbers or whatever, but just like culturally,
Probably at the time it was
like in the 90s, it was as big as the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a fucking huge deal.
That's the soup I grew up in, man.
They kind of there's a bit of overreach and saturation. Then it's kind of come back down since then. But there was that moment.
There
where,
are peaks and valleys, I think, in Americans, like fascination with certain types of motorsport. But I think just overall, it feels like the kind of baseline popularity of motorsport, like globally, like WRC, Formula One. Like Formula One is the biggest sport in the world, everywhere but here.
Yeah.
And it's been.
well, it's not bigger than soccer, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
I guess.
I think soccer is the biggest sport in the world.
Sure.
Soccer.
Okay, but it's certainly in like that conversation, right? Like it's like
It's up there.
there's less
for sure.
Yeah. And I think that
Solid number 2.
yeah, but I think there's like less just kind of like variability, like I said, those peaks and troughs. But I think like Americans, I feel like have to be given kind of a reason to get into motorsport. Like they have to have like a personality or like a manufacturer or some kind of a spectacle that's like appealing or whatever. But I think like I said, the baseline understanding in Europe is different.
Do you think part of it with Americans might be that we are so, especially with sports, we are so the geographical enforcement is very strong. Like you're encouraged from a young age to see like all of the sports logos for your specific geographical area, and like there is not that kind of thing for motorsports, and like the tribalism inherent to sports in the
think that's
American
probably
culture is like
some of
really strong. Like I was raised a Cowboys fan in Eagles territory, so there's exceptions to the rule, but like you do really get that shared sense of affinity, and in America like we can't get that from anything else because our politics are all completely incoherent, and so we have to get it through sports, and like maybe there's not as much of an opportunity for motorsports outside of like that like cult of personality stuff or manufacturer loyalty, and even then it's kind of like oh, so what are you, a Toyota guy or whatever?
Yeah.
But like there is a thing about sports that does play into that American need to like manufacture affinity with other people. And like motorsports, it doesn't give people an easy in for that, which is like, it doesn't seem to be a problem for other people. Like other countries are like, yeah, I'll pick a, manufacturer I like or a driver or whatever and support them in this series.
Well, I mean, in F1, kind of historically, I mean, kind of nationalism was a huge part of it.
Oh yeah, back in the day. Well, there's still a feeling, there's still a vibe of that now, too.
When the cars, when the Italian cars were red and the British cars were green and the French cars were blue, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, they were that for a reason.
Yep.
And that was a big part of the appeal for spectators, was just rooting for their own.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny, like I found out recently that there's, because of some of my cultural research I've been doing on the good old archive of our own, there's actually a sizable fan base of F1 writing stuff in Mandarin and posting it online and stuff too.
Yeah.
Like there's extra European interest in the series and like brand manufacturer loyalty coming in from all kinds of places now. I feel like maybe there's like maybe with the internet too, there's more of a sense of like diffused identity and diffused loyalty to things more so than the urge toward that like geographical affinity. But like, yeah, I do wonder, like there's a lot of stuff that we've touched on for like why motorsport doesn't quite land with Americans, even though like we are the country of people who are fucking obsessed with our cars and have to have our fortress that is our car. I mean, hey fellas, great pod convo. Like that's good shit. I love when we just like get in there and chew on something.
Yeah.
I think we've got some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we wrap it up?
Do you guys have like an extra like 5 or 10? I just wanted to share.
Oh please.
Just like a recent, just kind of like old. We were talking last episode about Alloy and how it kind of represents or evokes kind of the internet of yore.
Yeah.
And I had a kind of old school, what felt like an old school internet experience of just where you're just kind of surfing and one thing leads you to another, and then you end up finding something that kind of reinforces your entire worldview. There was a story a couple of weeks ago on Daily Sports Car, obituary for this guy named John Graham, who was a sports car driver, and passed away 2 weeks ago at the age of 58 after a long battle with cancer, best remembered in history as a class winner at Le Mans, but will be remembered by those who knew him as a man driven by his passion for motorsport. A proud Canadian, John's standout career result came at Le Mans in 2000 when he shared the win in the then brand new LMP 675 class with the all-Canadian teammates Scott Maxwell and Greg Wilkins in a Multimatic Motorsports run, Lola, blah, 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 blah. Goes on to list his accomplishments and accolades. I didn't know who this guy was, but I'm reading about that, and I just saw like the name Greg Wilkins kind of struck me, and in conjunction with being Canadian, this guy being Canadian, I was like, wait, Canadian Wilkins. And I thought, I wonder if he is related to this guy, Mark Wilkins, who is one of the Herta Autosport Hyundai drivers who I met years ago, and he's been driving those Hyundais ever since. And this guy, Mark Wilkins, super good dude. He's kind of like, he's like the veteran in that fleet of drivers. And he was at the time, like when they started that program in 2019. And he's often been paired. I think he's been in a couple of the championship sharing crews over the years. And he's frequently paired with younger drivers and kind of serves as like a, mentor and to them. But, so I start Googling. I was just curious, it's like not uncommon for people in racing to, have come from families in racing, obviously. And so sure enough, this guy, Greg Wilkins, who shared this Le Mans win, in 2000 with this guy who just died, was Mark Wilkins' father. And so now I'm reading about him. He, avid motorsports enthusiast, this is per his wiki, avid motorsports enthusiast in 2004, along with his son, Mark. They competed and placed third in their class at the Rolex 24, blah, 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 did some other stuff. Wilkins was diagnosed with brain cancer in March 2008, died in 2009 at the age of 53 in Toronto. Very sad. But also, this wiki page is not primarily about his racing career. It is primarily about his career as a Canadian businessman and chartered accountant, who spent much of his career with this company called Barrick Gold Corporation, the world's largest gold producer. So of course, Canadian mining. Like, as we all know, it's like always the question with racing and racing families, right? It's like, okay, so where's this money coming from? Yeah. And so, yes, Wilkins originally joined Barrick Gold Corporation in 1981, rising to the post of chief financial officer. Left in 93, became COO of this other Horsham Corporation. That was the controlling shareholder of Barrick at the time. Remained with the company until the planning of its conversion into a real estate trust in the U.S. Wilkins assumed the position of president of Barrick Gold Corporation in 2003. Was instrumental during his tenure at Barrick in the takeover of rival Placer Dome for some U.S. $10 billion. Was a director of the company for 12 years. So now I got to go read about Barrick Gold Corporation, of course. And yeah, it's a mining company that produces gold and copper. It has mining operations and projects in Argentina, Canada, Chile, Cote d'Ivoire, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Egypt, Mali, Pakistan, Papua New Guinea, Peru, Saudi Arabia, Senegal, Tanzania, the United States, and Zambia. All places,
good stuff's happening.
Famous for just being like really healthy societies and where nobody's engaged in criminal enterprises to strip the land bare and completely fuck over and exploit the people of those countries. Start reading about their history of not just being and the thing about mining, if you know anything at all about mining, I mean, it is one of the everybody thinks of oil companies as being evil, the most evil companies in the world. No. It's
mining's another level.
Yeah, mining is right there, man, and if not worse. I mean, it's essentially the same thing. It's extractive industries, but it's the amount of just straight up poisoning of the environment that goes on with mining, and also just
forcing children to
I mean, these companies, I mean, they the shit that they do to people. I mean, they're poisoning the water, and then when the people get mad, they just kill the people. It's oh, you don't want to die of the water? Well, then we'll kill you. we'll just
we can take that problem. We can solve that problem. Yeah.
Exactly. But in addition, this company is also just this totally predatory company in terms of just hostile takeovers and they're not content just to be an evil mining company. They have to do the shit where they're just buy out, leveraging other companies and just really, really wild. And then you get down to the which this guy, by the way, was like completely instrumental in. Peter, this is back to Greg Wilkins' wiki. Peter Monk, the founder of Barrick, is quoted as saying, "This is the loss of a dear friend who played a vital role in Barrick's growth. Worked beside me at building Barrick for almost 30 years. He possessed an entrepreneurial spirit and analytical mind." Blah blah blah. But I mean, he was instrumental in setting up these like leveraged buyouts and hostile takeovers. This was the guy who fucking made that shit happen. And then you get down to the mining practices part of the Barrick mining wiki page. Environmental and human rights violations have taken place around a number of mining operations that are now closed or were previously operated, including violence in Papua New Guinea and Tanzania. 40 people were arrested in Chile following a demonstration against the potential environmental impacts of a mining project. Stuff about Tanzania, charges of bribery, conspiracy, forgery, money laundering, tax evasion, and environmental damage. Stuff in the Dominican Republic, and then we go down like country by country. Argentina, environment. Between 2015 and 17, 3 separate incidents occurred where processing solutions containing cyanide escaped the leach pad area. In September 2015, 1,072 cubic meters of cyanoid processing solution was released from a faulty valve on a pipe. Blah, 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 blah.
That sounds like a lot.
Pipe carrying cyanide processing solution was struck by falling ice that had rolled down a slope. March 7, 2017. Let's see. After the first accident in 2015, local judge Pablo Orita of Argentina indicted 9 employees, and a fine of $9.8 million was levied. The National Observer obtained court documents with allegations from a former employee that his employment was terminated soon after concerns were raised about health and safety, environmental practices. I should it just goes on and on and on.
Comically
human
evil
rights
companies.
Human rights abuses in Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
It's just like. Journalist Richard Poplack visited the area around the mine in 2016 and reported that Papua New Guinea could be the most dangerous country in the world to be female, and that law and order in the country is lacking. Reported rumors of sexual violence in the Porgera Valley began in 2005. By 2011, there were hundreds of allegations. So I mean, it's just like. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on, and it's just like, man, this fucking nice guy who I met in 2019 and have seen at races ever since, and seems like a really solid dude, and has been very, led this Hyundai crew to all these, consecutive successful winning seasons, and it's like, this is the family that this is how he was able to do this racing. God damn it, man.
As we've been known to say, many such cases.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny.
Anyway.
That's funny. It's
Just wanted.
That is. I mean, I don't want to get too much deeper into it, but I think like the one of the most fascinating phenomena that I encounter in my life somewhat regularly is the, like, you'd say like the banality of evil thing, where it's like so many of these people are so nice. And it's like in other ways kind of like upstanding or whatever, and but then it's like, how do you countenance the like way that you make your money? But I guess it's kind of, we all do that, I guess.
Well, and also, I mean, as we've said about Adam Adelson, who by the way now owns Right Motorsports.
Oh wow!
Like that's now his operation. You know, it's like if the way that these children of just you know, world historical evil villains, what they choose to do with their inheritance is like put it in a big pile and set it on fire by driving race cars.
Yeah, that's respectable. I mean, I got it. Yeah,
it's like, I mean, kind of best case scenario. I mean, not to,
No, I
have no idea where Adam Adelson's politics lie vis-a-vis those of his parents. I you know, somewhat doubt they're that very much different, given the fact that he's driving around with a fucking Israeli flag on the side of his car. But you know, it's like, good on you for fucking just squandering that money in the dumbest possible way. That gives me enjoyment.
Right? Yeah, I usually am more forgiving, I guess, of that than pretty much any other rich guy pursuit.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, one more. Rory, can you type something in the chat so the chat window opens for me? Peter talked about going on an old school web adventure, and we had talked previously with Fernando about old school web, and it reminded me about something that I had come across several years ago that has always delighted me. Peter, I don't know if you remember this.
Oh my god. Yes, I do.
Bill Mogjosh with the Franklin gif and also the one of your brother.
Yes.
Do you know how many times I've opened that little Franklin talking gif and just like watched it for my ongoing amusement?
The Inland Empire Band Show date webpage.
Oh man.
On webarchive.org.
Thank you, Bill Mogjosh.
Yeah. Shout out Bill. Bill, who by the way, was my what's the phrase that I'm looking at? He gave me my first taste of Saab.
Really?
He had a Saab 900. I mean, he was a car guy, and had a couple of Triumph Spitfires, and had a Saab 900 Turbo in the 90s. I think his was like it might have been a flat nose, like a 85. And let me borrow it to move one weekend when I moved house from, like, you know, one house in Laverne to another one like a block away. And I was just like, this car fucking rules. This car that I always just thought they were just like weird and didn't really understand, and like come to discover that it's like, no, like this car is great to drive. It's fast in a really weird and entertaining way. You know, with the turbo lag and stuff, and also you can put a fucking refrigerator in the back of it. It's like, I was just like, this is the fucking raddest car ever. I want one of these. So shout out to Bill, or actually maybe eternal curse on Bill's life for it.
Yeah.
I think I heard from Joel he's in Pittsburgh now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, last I heard.
I haven't heard from him in a million years, but
he's a guy I've been meaning to reach out to. You should check up with Joel and check up about Bill. We'll have a little Saab chat. That'd be fun. I don't know what's going on with Bill.
Maybe he'll take the SPG off my hands.
Yeah, overthinking. Adopt a Saab, still like, active.
This is
payback.
Yeah.
It's time for me reaping / me sowing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find
what
really
is this?
Good...
What is this TC Rock City
what's this one?
Tumblr?
I think
link,
this is going to be
Rory?
pretty inscrutable to you guys, but this is Will,
Traverse City rock scene stuff.
Pat's my little brother's best friend growing up, and
cute.
bandmate, put this up about 8 years ago, and every several years someone finds it, and it I guess just blew up on Reddit. There's like a Traverse City Reddit.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
But this is like
Last updated June 2012.
yeah.
Oh, these flyers are taking me back to the.
Oh, amazing.
But this
Ooh,
is
Empire
like
stuff. Look at that.
me and my brother and his friends and all of our different bands in whatever high school era.
Yeah.
And then like also all the other like bands that came through Traverse City. Will has like this incredible archive of like photos and posters and but yeah, the UAW hall. It's so funny. I was talking to somebody about this the other day, but it's like I cannot believe that we as like teenagers had the wherewithal to like go to the UAW hall in person and like rent it out and be like,
Yeah.
you know, like,
That's so
hey,
sick.
we want to have a show here. It's like, if a 15-year-old came into my whatever, it was like, hey, I want to rent, I'd be like, no, dude, call your parents. You can't do that.
So real. This is like 2 degrees away from having like a bunch of bands that Peter incidentally played bass in once on it.
Yeah.
Look at this. This perfect photocopy.
Yeah. No,
It makes me
seriously,
so
I'm
happy.
still scrolling.
I
This
know,
is
dog.
amazing.
Oh my
so
God.
cool.
Yeah, it's
tcrockcity.tumblr.com.
it's way funnier obviously when you know the people who are involved, but you can kind of
True.
get a taste of like
Oh no, it's so evocative
Mm-hmm.
of an era, man.
yeah.
Oh, it feels good.
It's great.
There's a lot of funny photos of like my parents' basement with the Tanuki suit set up in it.
Oh wow, cool. A flyer with a thing to myspace.com/Traverse City Hardcore.
That
R.I.P.
that was TC Hardcore. That was like this whole thing started. This guy Sean Carney, who's like he's like a pretty well known artist now, but he started a hardcore band in, I think there was actually one extant when he started this, but he started putting on shows when he was like 14, 15, and like we would go to these huge like big shows, you know, hundreds of kids in like the Traverse City Opera House. And like I remember being in the Traverse City Opera House. Yeah, I know, Corey, the Taste of Israel shirt. But
Oh, I didn't even see that.
yeah, that's my buddy
I
Corey.
just saw the Previa.
Yeah.
Like the thing that he's standing next to is so obviously like a Previa.
Oh yeah, that's that Tanuki suit toured in that Previa.
Oh,
Let's go.
Yeah.
oh my god.
Chevy Suburban BTFO, not the Toro Previa, baby.
But the Sean started putting these shows on. I can remember being in the City Opera House, and it like was semi-abandoned at that point, and I remember feeling the floor like flexing underneath our feet, being like, "Oh man, this many people haven't been in here in 100 years." Like,
Wow.
but
Oh my god.
but they would do these hardcore shows, and then like it just kind of like became a thing that kids in Traverse City did, like just put on these like DIY
Yeah.
shows, which is like non-existent now, from as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
But
Man.
very funny.
Super cool, man.
Got the archive.
Cool. Well,
All right.
listeners, you got some links to
Oh, so many.
Yeah, you can find
go
pictures of
explore
baby
and
Rory in
have
here.
fun with. Yes.
Rory, I did like that. It's the very sweet old video of you and your dad. But
Oh,
also,
yeah.
I did know that had to be baby
Oh,
you
my
because of
God.
your huge noggin.
I
I was
know.
like, oh, that's Rory.
Yep.
That's Rory for sure.
Yeah, my head has been about that size since.
I came out that way.
Yeah,
So that's our boy.
that's right.
Oh man.
All right.
Wonderful.
Wrap
fellas.
her up.
Yeah. Everybody stay tired.
Stay
tired.
tired.
And we'll be back soon
All
with
right.
more. We're coming up on our 100th episode. It's very exciting. I know. Very cool.
How many did you
Get
say we
there.
had to
We're
do?
almost there.
100. I think
Yeah,
we get to.
Rory, you can renegotiate your contract to 100 episodes, and